Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys, we have a huge week ahead of us. So thank you to everyone who's just being a part of all of the fun. We have Jamie Lynn, who's one of Sheena and technically Raquel's former friend, recapping Vanderpump Rules with us on Thursday. We have Ricky Cornish back for Real Housewives of New Jersey, one housewife who's never done an interview before. And on top of that, we have Emily D. Baker tomorrow at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. So lots going on. But we talked about this a little bit before, actually a lot. Caroline Manzo and this whole investigation that was brought on after the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 4, where Brandi allegedly did inappropriate things in the bathroom. There were so many different things like going on. But Caroline Manzo has broken her silence for the first time since leaving Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So we're back to talk about that. And on top of that, if you're watching Real Housewives of Miami, well, you know we do a recap every Friday, and we have amazing news for Julia and her wife, Martina. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and also go to the comments. Click on the pinned link. It's Up and Atom 2. We have an after party tonight for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Atom.
All right, guys, so it looks like Caroline Manzo has broken her silence, and this is the first time she has not spoken out. We've heard a few things from Brandi Glanville, but we don't know because there's an entire internal investigation going on. From what we heard last, all of the other women who were a part of this trip, they were cooperating. It's just been something that's been like hush hush, no one's saying anything. And then Brandi's attorney finally came out and said, hold on, wait a minute. The way that you guys film this is like Big Brother style. If you have something, put it out there, because right now you're leaving fans to speculate, and that is so much more damaging to Brandi's reputation than if you actually have something, put it out there. She swears there's nothing. So if you guys have it, her attorney is pretty much calling out Bravo, NBC, saying, give us the receipts, which is wild because if they did have the receipts, well, be careful. But I mean, that's an interesting play. Hold on. This is what's being said. Thank you, Reality Blurb. Caroline Manzo has finally broken her silence in regard to her early exit from Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 4. Nearly 2 months after former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Brandi Glanville was accused of flooding the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum with unwanted kisses and touching her private areas, Caroline said her intention to do something fun, well, by joining the Peacock series did not work out. I can't say much only because it's not good for my headspace, but it took a lot for me to go back on a Housewives show. I was going back with the best of intentions, with the highest of hopes to do something fun. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me that way. I came home early, and at this point, I just truly don't have the space in my head to talk about it. So I'd rather not, but I would imagine it would unfold on the series when it airs, and there will be a lot said then. Okay. According to Caroline, her time with co-stars Vicky Gunvalson, Gretchen Rossi, Eva Marcel, Phaedra Parks, Camille Meyer, and Alex McCord and Marrakesh Morocco didn't end up being what she'd hoped for. And according to reports at the time, that was due to her interactions with Brandi. It was unwanted. That's what a source told people of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alums' alleged sexual advances. And Caroline's distress over the matter did not seem to stop Brandi. Things escalated and physical boundaries allegedly were crossed that Caroline felt were serious and uncomfortable. Although Brandi apologized to Caroline over text messages the next morning after learning she was upset, production reported the incident and Brandi was asked to leave. The safety and security of cast and crew while shooting is extremely important, and we take all reports seriously, Peacock and Shed Media said in a joint statement to People Mag. In the situation, production immediately launched a comprehensive review and is taking appropriate action. Meanwhile, Brandi denied the claims against her. Brandi has been prohibited from sharing her side of the story, and in turn, people have only heard unsubstantiated versions. This is what her rep said. Brandi maintains her innocence and denies any wrongdoing. Although Caroline can't say much about what went down on the set of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip until the upcoming season airs, her sister-in-law and former castmate Jacqueline Larita confirmed that she was not well during a podcast appearance last month. It was very traumatizing. That's what she said with Reality with the King, We know Carlos King. I didn't push it too much. I just wanted to know she was okay because originally I thought she like beat her up or something happened. I think it's been hard for her. I mean, I couldn't even imagine. I really couldn't imagine. It's interesting. It's an interesting take. Like I said at the very beginning, for Brandy's attorney to come forward and say, well, if you have something, put it out there because right now it's more dangerous, alluding to something that was, far worse than what actually happened. You're like, it's almost like playing chicken with somebody. Like you're trying to call them out or call them on their bluff. But what if they came out with footage or audio? What if there's something that maybe one of the cast members doesn't remember because everybody was heavily drinking? This will be wild to see how this plays out. But guys, go ahead and comment below and let us know what you think. Now, I want to get into the Julia Martina of it all because even though this started off as sort of a negative video, there is stuff to celebrate. Martina is now saying she is cancer-free after her breast and throat cancer diagnosis, and she's sharing an update on adoption plans with her wife, Julia. As far as they know, I'm cancer-free. That's what she said on Piers Morgan's Talk TV via The Sun. Well, Martina has a couple more weeks of radiation left to treat her breast. She said that after it's complete, she should be good to go. Back in November of last year, over a decade after she beat breast cancer for the first time, Martina noticed that one of her lymph nodes was enlarged and ultimately called her doctor, who diagnosed her with stage 1 throat cancer before finding an 8-millimeter tumor in her right breast. This was the first week in December. I'm thinking, I will see this Christmas, but maybe not the next one. She noted that the double cancer diagnosis left her very up and down. I was in a total panic for 3 days thinking I may not see Christmas. The bucket list came into my mind of all the things I wanted to do. And this may sound really shallow, but I was like, okay, which kick-ass car do I really want to drive if I live like a year? Aw. Luckily, despite the potential grim diagnosis, Martina was told by doctors that her cancer was extremely treatable and dealt a 95% chance for a full recovery. It was a big, big relief, but emotionally, I've been up and down because of what the doctor initially told me. I found out it's throat cancer. I think I could be dying, but then I find out, no, it's very treatable. Then when I had the biopsy on the right breast, the doctor was saying, this doesn't look great. That's when I started crying on the table as she's still poking and getting samples out of my boob. And I'm like, oh, great. Now I have 2 cancers at the same time that are not related. Who else has 2 cancers at the same time? Although Martina's cancer battle was just months long, it put her and Julia's plans to adopt on an indefinite hold. We're waiting for a phone call to welcome a child home, and then we're fighting 2 cancers. That's what Julia said at the reunion. So today, the first thing I'm thinking about is for Martina to get well and stronger, and we'll see what happens. But Martina seemed to be leaning away from the idea altogether now, saying, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just too complicated, and I only have so much energy right now. Looking back at her treatment, which included radiation every day for 3 weeks and 3 weekly chemotherapy treatments, Martina said that she didn't even realize it was going to be as hard as it really was. You're just hit from all ends, and I don't think the doctors do a very good job of telling you how the shit is going to hit the fan. Still, after seeing the children at the hospital where she was treated going through similar treatments, Martina stopped feeling sorry for herself and decided to suck it up and deal with it. When you see kids, that's when you really stop feeling sorry for yourself because of what the parents are going through. And according to Julia, she is so proud of the way that Martina endured the treatments with so much strength and positivity. When your wife is diagnosed with cancer, and especially 2 cancers, it puts life into perspective. Everything that seems to be important is suddenly not that important. Wow. I mean, oof. It's like the Cancer zodiac sign in me just makes me want to squall reading that. Wow. So I'm happy, even though we started this off with Caroline breaking her silence, we get to celebrate Julia and Martina. And I think that is more, it's definitely more positive. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Go ahead and comment below about both matters, but a huge, just wow, I'm sure relief from Martina and Julia. I love you guys so much. Just remember, you're not always promised your next day. Okay, I'm not going to be sappy on here. I love you guys, and we are doing our Real Housewives of New Jersey after party tonight on Up and Adam 2 at 10:05 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, smash that like button, get subscribed, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you so very soon. Bye, guys.